Hello there, it's Friday night, early evening, well, like coming up to 5 o'clock. I've been mooching around Harwood Forest today, finding different places, having a look, see different places to camp. I've got a new little tent to try out, so I've just been back to the car, get my bag, and I'm coming up for a camp. So I'll see you in a bit. It's a shame to see all the devastation, because when you look inside, the way the trees are all cut down, it's just frightening. A lot of the paths are blocked as well, but you can just walk over them. But you wouldn't think it was nice and sunny this afternoon when I was mooching about. It's coming into rain now, it's all getting misty and the wind's getting up. But there's not much devastation around here on the small trees. It's just where all the big ones are. I've took a load of photographs today, so I'll stick them on at the end of the video, and then you can either look at them or you don't. You don't have to waste your time then. I'll just put them on after the end. Just a little spot here where the wind's obviously caught it and knocked a load of trees down. And if we look over there, there's another few there on the edge. But the strange thing is, when you see the photos I put on at the end, in the middle of the forest, when you're on the paths, there's isolated pockets where there's no trees left at all, and yet all around them there's plenty of trees. It must have been like the epicentre of the wind, almost like a tornado, I suppose. There's a strong bit and a weak bit. All our lovely trees. This bit on the right here is particularly badly hit. It doesn't make sense, because on this side it's okay, yet the wind was coming from this side to that side. And in there, a bit further on, there's like a forest research station. It was like a piece of scaffolding as tall as the trees. And it's where they did the research. Research of what, I don't know, but I wouldn't go in there to have a look, it's too dangerous. You can see it's well flattened in there. Obviously had a big blockage here across the road, and it's obviously come down through that bit there, and they've cut it all off. And it's completely gone down into that. It's a shame. This was off the first bad storm we had. There's the edge of the forest there, good bit flattened. This is an old hill fort here. So it'll be nice and safe up here, away from any fallen trees. Ideal place to try out my tent. Lovely and quiet. This ditch has actually given me a good idea for my next camp. Why don't I set my bivvy up in the tent in the ditch and put the tarp across the top flat? That'll be a great shelter. That can be my next camp after this one. I wanted to use my bivvy, but I've got this tent, so I have to try it out, obviously. Here's my favourite pitch, nice and flat. Got the place to myself as usual. It's a shame about the weather, but doesn't deter me. I don't normally come if it's wet on the way in, because I don't mind the rain on the way out, but not on the way in, but I was desperate. Right, let's get the tent set up. It's really chucking it down now. The mist's come down. It's lovely and quiet though. I just love this spot on the edge of the forest. It's my favourite spot. So quite safe away from the trees. This is the new tent. It's the Van Gogh Helio F10 one person tent. It's a bit of a handful to put up in the rain, to be honest. I've had to nail on the outside of it, there's no room inside. It's not like a 2-man tent when you're on your own, but it's nice and light. So it's only 1.2 kilo. And I've got the Rab 1100 Ascent sleeping bag. A nice massive big thick sleeping bag, and I've got my X-Ped mat. It'll be quite cosy in there, very small, not much space. As long as I can reach out into the porch to make me coffee, I'll be okay. Well, I'm inside the tent now. I've just made a coffee. I'll drink it in a minute. The porch is big enough for the boots there. Got the water bottle in one of the boots, another water bottle. Room for cooking and that there. That side's just got the rucksack. That's a 70 litre plus 10, so there's plenty of room. Pillow up at this end. And I've got the Rab 1100 sleeping bag, which is nice and lofty. But if I lie with my head at this end, I'm not touching, I've got plenty of room at the bottom. I'm not actually touching my head, so it'll be alright for a night's sleep. Nice light tent. Quite pleased with it. I think in the bad weather though, you need a 2-person tent so you can move around a bit. Because putting your mat up and your sleeping bag and that in here, it was very tight. Good morning, I've just woke up. It's just after 6 o'clock. I've woke up to the birds' sound. Beautiful. It's poured with rain all night. It's only woke up once for a tinkle, but it was deafening, but it didn't keep me awake. The tent is very, very wet. I'll see if I can show you. It's might see better up here. It's very wet, but considering the warmth in the tent from this sleeping bag, I mean, I kept my shirt on last night. I took my trousers off, kept my shirt and pants on, and I've been absolutely roasting all night. Fantastic sleeping bag. The problem is with the height of the mat. If you look down the bottom of the tent, with the length of the height of the mat and the depth and the volume of the bag, it's blocked the ventilation slot at the bottom, so there's been no through flow of air. I suppose that's to be expected. That's the trouble being so tall, you fill the whole tent. But I've just made myself a coffee in a pot of porridge. I'll have them now and then lie here for a bit, have another coffee and then get up. Been a pleasant night. Apart from the rain, it's fantastic up here. It's just so isolated, calm, lovely. So I'll see you in a bit. Quite misty this morning. It's handy having all these stumps here when you're packing up. You can put all your kit on your stumps. I'm just making a coffee now. A few bits and pieces. Now the tent, it seems to have gone a bit sloppy in the night, either end. Maybe I need to learn to pitch it a bit better. That may have kept me a bit drier. Obviously the house has been touching the inner, it's not helped at all. So a bit of practice there I think, but it's a good little tent. I think if it's forecast wet, I'll bring a bigger tent, but other than that, this will be my main tent I think. And you can take the inner out as well, so I could use it with a bivvy bag if the ground wasn't flat. Easier to set up sometimes than a tarp. A bit more protection from the wind as well. So that's the idea of this tent, is a bivvy cover as well as a small tent. Beautiful. I saw some deers rustling around before, but by the time I'd reached for the blooming phone, they'd gone. Just the sounds of the birds, fantastic. I think the cheviots, I love the cheviots, but there's something very peaceful about being in a wood, the air and everything. Oh, there's the water boiling, I must go. Just me coffee left to drink now. Leave no trace as always. Leave no trace. and we'll say goodbye to a lovely, peaceful, quiet night. Fabulous. We shall return. Well, I found a path that's been cleared down to the research station. I'll show you the tower. Up, 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 up it goes, as high as the highest tree. They were very lucky that didn't come down. And just look at the devastation around it. Unbelievable. They're coming round to some bad bits now. Look at this. Makes you wonder how the wind come inside this particular bit of wood. But they've cleared a nice path down to it. Ooh. They've got these nice tapes everywhere. Obviously they've been working down here. Amazing. I can hear some deer as well. So they put a nice path to get out. There's the tower again, look. All the equipment appears, well, oh dear. What a devastation. Nice of them to mark a path. Look at this, lovely clear path to get out. Right, I'll see you in a bit.